Imagine unlocking the secrets of the wealthy, a mindset that not only keeps them rich, but allows them to enjoy life's luxuries guilt-free. What if I told you that you could adopt this same approach to boost your wealth while still splurging on fun experiences and cool stuff? Yes, it's possible, and it all starts with changing how you think about money. While the rich follow a unique set of behaviors and beliefs, the poor and middle class also have their own financial habits and mindsets. However, the gap between these three groups might not be as wide as you think. Are you ready to bridge that gap and transform your financial future? Yes? Then you clicked on the right video. So let's dive in. Pay close attention to this life-transformative information. It might be just what you need to set you on the path to getting rich. Let's start with the poor. For them, money is always tight, and they're constantly trying to make ends meet. But their low income isn't the only issue. When they do have a bit of extra cash, they tend to spend it on trinkets, small, inexpensive items that bring fleeting joy. These might be things that provide a quick burst of happiness, lasting a few minutes, an hour, or maybe a day. Unfortunately, this happiness is extremely short-lived. Even worse, these items often negatively impact their health, such as cigarettes, sugary drinks, and junk food. While these purchases aren't hugely expensive individually, the problem is that they become habitual. People buy them routinely, often right after getting paid, prioritizing them over more important expenses like a safer place to live or a reliable vehicle. Buying these trinkets doesn't help them get ahead financially. It's just a short-term dopamine boost that fails to address their long-term issues. The cycle repeats each payday, and many don't even realize where all their money went. To put it plainly, it was aimlessly wasted on countless small purchases, like snacks at the gas station and other impulse buys. Those small purchases really add up over time, and they end up with nothing to show for their hard work. Next, let's look at the middle class. They aren't struggling like the poor, but they aren't rolling in wealth either. For them, money is about enjoying life and trying to impress people they don't even know. They love to buy toys, fancy gadgets, nice clothes, and maybe a flashy car, mostly depreciating assets. These things make them feel good and impress their friends. But here's the catch. Toys don't last. They provide a thrill for a while, but the wow factor quickly fades, leading them to chase the next new thing. Unfortunately, the financial hit from these purchases lasts much longer than the satisfaction they bring. These toys often hold the middle class back from reaching their financial goals because they spend too much on stuff that doesn't matter in the long run. Many use debt to buy these items, meaning they really can't afford them. Enticed by easy credit, mortgages, car payments, and credit card debt, they soon find themselves working 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, just to make minimum payments. Caught up in spending, they pile on monthly payment after monthly payment until they're maxed out. This is a cycle the middle class becomes stuck in. They might dabble in investing through a 401k or a small stock portfolio, but it's not their top priority. Instead, their focus shifts to conspicuous consumption, a desire to project an image of affluence and success, even if it means stretching their finances thin. This appetite for living beyond their means can lead to a relentless cycle of working just to keep up with financial obligations, with each paycheck earmarked for bills rather than meaningful endeavors. Many are one small emergency away from going bankrupt and out on the street. Consequently, the middle class finds themselves tethered to the daily grind, sacrificing their time and energy to ensure their bills are paid, rather than pursuing avenues that could lead to long-term financial security and prosperity. They fail to realize that the stuff they're buying is basically meaningless and usually costs them more money in maintenance in the long run. These items might bring joy for a few moments or days after the purchase, but the happiness quickly fades. What they're left with is the financial burden, and in many cases, debt that will be owed for years to come. They're too busy, stuck in the same cycle, trying to keep up with their bills to see this. It's a horrible way to live, trust me. I've been there and it's stressful. And I believe all that stress contributes to many health problems people face. Finally, we have the rich. These are the people who have cracked the code on making money work for them. And it's not all about luck. For them, money isn't just for buying stuff. It's a tool for generating more money. Their goal isn't necessarily to become ultra-rich, but to create a steady stream of passive income so that working becomes optional. They focus on acquiring assets, investments, businesses, properties that grow in value over time. Instead of spending their cash on things that depreciate, they invest in things that increase their wealth and don't cost them more money. It's like they're playing a different game entirely, one that leads to lasting wealth and financial security. The rich do like to spend money, but not in the same way the poor and middle class do. They prefer to invest in experiences and items that bring real joy and lasting value, rather than trying to keep up appearances. They aren't interested in spending money just to show off or spite others. They focus on buying things that genuinely make them happy and have enduring value, like family vacations that create lifelong memories or high-quality clothing that lasts for decades. Moreover, they avoid using credit to buy things they can't afford. Instead, they invest in assets that will grow and provide income. For example, rather than financing a new car, they might invest in stocks and use the dividends to cover loan payments. Their priorities are different when it comes to spending money, and their approach to funding these purchases is also vastly different. They build assets that generate income without requiring their constant effort, ensuring a secure and prosperous financial future. So how do you get out of the cycle of the poor and middle class? First, you should consider subscribing to my channel. I will continue to bring you life-changing information about building wealth and getting rich every week. Next, keep watching this video until the end, because here are a few basic rules you should consider implementing if you want to adopt the mindset of the rich and avoid being stuck in the grind. Invest your money in things that will grow over time and produce income, which you can eventually use to buy fun things. Even if it feels like it'll take ages to see results, you'll be pleasantly surprised by how soon the benefits start to show. The income from these investments can cover your bills, but remember, this approach requires patience and a focus on long-term goals rather than giving in to the temptation of quick credit. Be willing to wait. What are you really sacrificing besides buying things you might regret? Start by saving 10% to 15% of your earnings and increase this amount whenever possible. When you get a raise, don't rush to spend it on a new car payment. Invest that extra cash instead. This way, you're investing in your future and setting the stage for financial success sooner than you might expect. Avoid making purchases with borrowed money unless it makes sound financial sense. Only borrow money for items you can afford to buy outright, or assets that will pay you back more than you borrow. To align with the wealthy mindset, use borrowing strategically rather than out of necessity or impatience. As you can see, there are significant differences in the mindset of the poor, middle class, and the rich. Sometimes a behavioral shift is all you need to achieve financial success. First, you must understand what keeps people in the poor and middle class so you can avoid those habits. Each group has its own way of thinking about money, whether it's buying trinkets, toys, or assets. The key is to consider what you really want from your money and how you can use it to build the life you desire. Get out of the rat race and start thinking like the wealthy. This mindset will allow you to enjoy the best of both worlds, the income to support your lifestyle, and the ability to indulge in the things that make life enjoyable. Once you make this mindset shift, it will be time for you to learn how to start from ground zero. Learn how to build wealth from nothing. For that, just click on this video right here. Let's build big money.